So, in the world of smartphones, we have an ever expanding market. We have things that are great and stand out, and we have things that are underwhelming and really fall short of our expectations. And these are two very important things to remember when I'm reviewing this product I'm about to review, which is the Google Pixel 2 XL. Now, I don't have it in hand because I'm recording on it. So you guys will just have to hear me talk about it and do this review. If you want to see footage of what it is and all the specs and all that stuff, there are tons of other YouTubers out there, MKBHD, Flossie Carter, go check them out. They'll tell you all you need to know about that and all that kind of techie, nerdy stuff. On my end, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and tell you what I like, what I don't like, and how I feel about the phone and whether I think that you should buy it. So we'll get into this. Now, my experience with the Google Pixel 2 XL was not the best at launch, or when I got it. I didn't get it at launch, but I mean, when I got my device, I ended up going through 4 of them before that were defective. Before I ever got one that was good. And I did the air quotes on defective because Verizon seemed to think that, a crackly rattly speaker was completely fine on a $1,000 phone. Thought that subpar audio quality or things like that were just how the phone is. And I can tell you from experience with the one I have in my hand, or not in my hand, that I'm recording on, that is not the case. That speaker issue that I showed you in a different video, that is not how the phone is intended to run. So if Verizon tries telling you that that's how it's meant to be, don't go with that. It's not how it's supposed to be. Make them replace it with a brand new one, or go to Google, get them to replace it. Do not accept that answer because that is absolutely not the fact. So we'll get into it. And I'm going to start this off with answering this question right up front. Do I think this phone is worth buying? And to the right person, yes, but for the mass majority of people, I will absolutely say no. This phone is not worth buying. It's overpriced. It doesn't do enough for the price point it falls under. And I've had too many weird buggy issues with this phone in terms of not performance. Performance has been stellar from the moment I unpackaged this. But with other things, it has been a very rocky road, and I have a really hard time recommending this product. So we'll get into why. I'm going to start with all the things that I think are shortcomings that I think are worth you giving this one a pass. So, the display for starters, it's not the best. It's a little small, but it's not the detail. The detail is fine on it. It's great. The color balance after the saturated mode's fine, but when you hold it up compared to an iPhone or Samsung, it just doesn't look that good. I mean, it's not a bad display. Most people on a day-to-day basis are not going to have any complaints with the display on this phone. So if you don't have any of those complaints, by all means, pick it up. I would definitely go check it out first, and if you have a newer Samsung phone, I would definitely do a side-by-side comparison and really make sure you like it. But, I mean, the display, it's not bad, but it is a little bit of a shortcoming by comparison to the competition. And the speaker quality on the front-facing speakers is not bad. It's got front-facing stereo speakers. They sound good. At higher volumes, they don't sound as good. It's just how it is. It's got decent audio, but it's not bad, but it's not good. It's not game-changing. I still think that the front-facing definitely helps. It definitely sounds better than the Note 8, but I think the Note 8 gets a little bit louder. Just ignore him. He's a grouchy dog. He's grumpy. He does this all the time anymore. Hey! Come here. Come here, Roxas. Sorry, he's a grumpy puppy. But the audio quality is not terrible, but it's just not overly good. So the front-facing speaker is not really a make or break thing. It doesn't have a headphone jack. It doesn't have wireless charge. it really feels a little lackluster in what the phone actually does. It's not bad by any means, but I mean, there's just not much there for the price point you're paying. Battery life is pretty good. Not out of this world mind blowing like I expected it to be watching reviews, so I want to be honest with you guys. It's only okay. I mean, it's good for a 2017 flagship, but it's not mind blowing. If you want mind blowing battery life, go pick up the Huawei Mate 10 Pro or the Razer phone. Those will get you stellar battery life. It'll get you pretty good battery life. It does have fast charge, so that counteracts the okay battery life. Now, I'm going to get into the selling points of why you're buying a Pixel and why this phone is worth the price if you're going to utilize these things. Camera. The camera on this phone is out of this world. I guarantee you will not be disappointed with the camera, especially the front-facing camera with the front-facing portrait mode. Just the sharpness on it, you will not be disappointed with either camera on this phone. I'm not going to go into all the camera specs. It does all the 4K at 30 frames, the stuff you expect, the portrait mode, all that. But I'm telling you, the detail on this camera is phenomenal, out of this world. You will be impressed. This is definitely a point and shoot. You're going to get a good picture every time. I mean, the camera speaks for itself. If you want to see camera comparisons, I would go check out Super Saf. He does a really good job. But the camera, big selling point. The Google stock software runs excellent. Not the most feature-rich, but definitely the most fluid, the fastest, and definitely the smoothest without hiccups. So if you want that stock experience, you want the smoothest performance you can get in a phone, definitely buy this phone. Gaming is okay. I mean, it runs all the good, or all the latest games, all that stuff, same way any other smartphone does. It's got Snapdragon 835, the Adreno GPU, all that good stuff, all the specs behind it. It's all good. If you want to play games on it, solid gaming phone. The only thing I've noticed that kind of bothers me with games is certain games like Kingdom Hearts Union Cross and stuff, or Union Key, sorry. It centers it more to the left. It's not centered in the screen, which bothers me. I don't know why. It's not a big deal. It's not a very big deal. It's just more of an annoyance thing. Chill out. Come here. Come here. Say hi. This is my puppy Roxas. He's being grumpy. Look at the camera. Hey, we're talking to people. Hey, we're talking to people. You gotta be polite, okay? Can't be barking and yelling. But the camera, the performance, those are the things you're buying the Pixel for. Now, would I recommend it? Yes, I can recommend it. If you're really set on getting a Pixel phone, it's definitely a good one. Go ahead and pick it up. You'll be definitely happy with it. If you're more looking for a really good smartphone flagship, I would say hold off. I would wait for the Pixel 3 to see what it looks like, and I would wait on the Note 9. And if you really, it's one of those things that if you have to get a phone now, I would recommend this one over some of the other ones. The Note 9 is hard to say that I would purchase a Pixel over the Note 9. They're both excellent phones. But if you're not necessarily needing the top from Apple, Google, or Samsung, check out the Huawei Mate 10 Pro, the OnePlus 5T, as well as a couple other phones that are out there that are in that price range. I would check those out first, in my opinion. And if you're not in the market to pick one up like ASAP, I would definitely hold off till wait until later this year and see what comes out then. I definitely can't say that if you buy a Pixel 2 XL, you're going to be super disappointed, because you're not. You're going to probably be very happy with it. If you buy a Note 8, you're probably going to be a bit more disappointed in certain areas, but probably happier in other ones. That's its own thing. Here's the deal. Okay, Samsung has a lot more features. They don't get frequent updates. And I guarantee you it will get buggy, it will get laggy, it will slow down, it'll do all that stuff that Samsung phones always do. If you get an iPhone, then you're just going to be buying into the Apple ecosystem and spending a whole lot more money than you need to, but that's on you if you want to do that. The iPhone X is not a bad phone, the iPhone 8 Plus is not a bad phone, but they are very expensive phones, and they get more expensive. You have to buy all the fast charger, all that stuff. I'm sure you guys have heard plenty about that, so I'm not going to go into detail on that. So, to wrap this all up, I've been very happy with my use of the Pixel 2, but not to the point I think it could have been if I'd have gone with the Note 8. The display on the Note 8 really, to me, is a big selling point. The form factor and the materials it's made out of. And in all honesty, I don't know if that outweighs the bonuses you do get with the Pixel 2 XL. It's not a bad phone, but every single one of them I had, including the one I have now, has had some sort of issue. The one I have now has been doing a weird screen flash, and it's every once in a while when I go to lock the screen, it'll flash, or when I go to power it up. I don't know why. It's just been doing it here and there. And it's just one of those things that when you're selling a phone for $950 for the 128 gigabyte version that I got, you shouldn't have to put up with bugs and things like that. It should run completely fluid. It should be made out of premium materials, and Google missed the bar on the premium materials and some of the bugs and stuff. Now, in lag and all that stuff, it is definitely the best phone I've ever owned. It is the smoothest. It runs everything like a dream. So, it puts me in a really hard spot to where I can recommend this. I will say that when you see every other YouTube out there talking about how this is the phone they're carrying around, blah, 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 all that stuff, take that with a grain of salt, because remember, a lot of them don't use these phones on day-to-day for very long at all. You want to trust a consumer that's going to buy them, use them day-to-day, to-day, and use them as their main phone, and that's someone like me, who's a hardworking, just average Joe person who goes out, buys one phone for the next 2 years because that's what they have, that's what they can afford, and take their word on it, because I can tell you MKBHD, as much as he's going to give you a good review, and he's definitely going to tell you whether the phone's worth buying or not, he's not going to be using this phone day-to-day for 2 years straight. He's just not. New phones are going to come out, they're going to change them up because they're tech YouTubers, and that's how they do it. And that's not a bad thing. That gives them a wider perspective of stuff they can talk about. But for me, it gives me a more detailed perspective on how I can talk about one phone in particular. So, the moral of the story, or I guess takeaway on this, is if you want to buy it, great, go for it. You're not going to be disappointed, I don't think. Unless your expectations are incredibly high, and then maybe you will. But if you really want your money's worth, pick up the Note 8 or wait. My recommendation is wait, and I don't even recommend picking up the S9 Plus because the Note 9 is going to blow it out of the water. And in all honesty, the Zenfone 5 and the G7, and there's a lot of other phones that are going to come out this year at a much more affordable price point, are probably going to be better. Unfortunately, I have Verizon, which isn't necessarily bad. I have great service, but it means I'm very limited on what phones I have availability to, at least through Verizon. So I would like to get myself to a point to where I can get more tech in to show you guys what you guys should be out there buying. I want to give you guys a better perspective on things, and I really want to start. I'm going to start a tech channel specifically. So, I'm going to basically, I've got to come up with a name for it. It's going to be something slightly different, but I'm going to do a separate tech channel so I'm not bogging down the gaming community with too many tech videos. But I would really like to get to a point to where I can get more products in here, get more phones in here, get more things like that in here, so I can give you guys some more real-world perspective on them. So, if you want this phone, by all means, pick it up. I love it. I think it's a great phone. I think the Note 8's better in some ways, and the Pixel 2 is better in some ways, and for me, they're both number one, number two. They're tied. So, there's really no right or wrong answer there, except for what you're looking for in a phone. So hit me up in the comments, guys. Let me know if there's anything else you want me to talk about with this phone. If you want to know any long-term usage, any of that kind of stuff, let me know. Show me you're interested. And let me know your opinion on it. Do you think that the Pixel 2 XL is worth buying? And if so, tell me why. And if you don't think so, then let me know. Because I really want to know why some people are so swayed against it. Alright guys, until next time, I'll catch you all later and I will see you in the next one.